Hey everybody, one other Warhammer 40,000 Kill Team Tomb World Battle Report. Joint operation style. We are on a mission 2. As we managed to break through, now we have to smash and grab in Demolition Protocol. So the Kill Team has basically pushed their way through the initial automated defenses of the tomb, of like the tomb world that they're on. And now the job is just to like break as many things as possible and try and disrupt the like reanimation protocol. Or maybe get them to wake up. I'm not really sure what the kill team's doing right now. It feels like they've been sent for samples, and the best way to like get them to like wake up is to rile up the entire planet. So in this mission, orders have been received to blast a swath of destruction through this section of the tomb complex. Whether the kill team's aim is to blow a stable route through the perplexing corridors, undermine overhead strata, or destroy a key location, they advance with specialist munitions prepared. So once again, spoiler alert, the map doesn't work. Oh my God, I don't get it. Like, this seems like the thing you could definitely have playtested and laid the map out for and done some missions for. I was so excited about this joint operations mission, and it's really bothering me that the maps don't fit, that you can't make the maps provided in the box. I've done my best approximation again. We're gonna have 2d3 plus 3 NPOs set up in player B's area with a conceal order to start the game, spread them out evenly across the territory with intervening terrain within their control range when viewed from players A. So like basically the kill team's gonna arrive. I have to put everybody with intervening terrain in between the two kill teams. And then sabotage is my mission. Players can perform the breach action while the access point of a hatchway is within control range. So I can break doors instead of just opening them. If they do, then you can't operate hatch or close it for the rest of the battle because it's exploded. And then victory, if 7 more breach points or hatchway train pieces are open and the breach action's been performed on at least 7 of them, the battle ends and I win. If every player operative is incapacitated, I lose. So I have to try to break as many doors as possible. This is the limp biscuitiest of missions so far in the joint operations. I imagine what's really happening is this thing keeps moving around, and they figure if they damage it badly enough, they'll have like an access point they can bring more troops through later on. So we'll show you the table, show the kill team. They're a little bit dinged up from the first mission. And of course we are using my campaign rules, which is the little downloadable PDF that you can grab if you are a patron on the GMG Patreon. And there's sort of like a legacy set of rules if you didn't catch the first episode. So you can catch up with the kill team, see how they're doing, and then we'll get this underway. We are set up for mission 2. The team a little bit dinged up. My sergeant with a wound on him, as well as my Aegis veteran. 4 wounds sit on the bombard still. He got really kicked in the teeth as we started this whole thing. And then my marksman and disruptor both having escaped basically without a scratch. Once again, having to kind of misalign things here. There's like no way for me to really put a wall here where it's supposed to be, so it's backed up a little bit. The rest of it, including the teleporter pads and all the scatter terrain, is as marked on the map. Deployment for the kill team is going to be over here to this side, and they are going to have to advance all the way through here, blow up a bunch of different walls. We have breaching points here, doors here, 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 and here, here, and then here, and then another breachable wall right there. And I think the last one is right here. Now that will drastically increase the threat level because you automatically increase it by 1 when you breach something. And then on a 4+, you increase it by another 1 because it's gonna get real loud. All right, to get things set up now, we need to do 2d3 plus 3 deployments. That's 3, 4, 5, 8. And rolling to see who's gonna arrive. It's 2 to 3, 4 to 6, 7 to 9, sorry, 7 to 10, and then 11, 12 is the big guys. So that's 9, so that's gonna be a Necron warrior. Roll number 2, 10, it's gonna be a Necron warrior. Roll number 3, 8, that's going to be a no, that's gonna be a Necron warrior. And then 6 will be a macrocyte. We've got 4 more, 9's gonna be another Necron warrior. And then 3 is gonna be a swarm, canoptic swarm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2 more. 9's another warrior. And then last but not least, 11 is a canoptic tomb crawler without the destroyer beam, the transdimensional isolator. My 5 warriors, evens and odds for what kind of gun they have. So it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4 with regular rifles, 5 with regular rifles. Oh, there's only 5 of them. What am I doing? Rolled too many dice. Evens and odds. 1, 2, 3 with regulars, 4, 5, 6. 4, 5 with Reapers. That's my way of randomizing. So it doesn't actually say how to do that, but I figured 50-50 odds, so I got 5 of each. So the rules say to evenly distribute as best as possible, so I tried to split between rifles and Reapers, shooting and melee. So I've got a pair of warriors here, one with a rifle, one with a Reaper, both in conceal. They have to have terrain between them and the other side if they can. The Tomb Crawler with the other rifle warrior and a Canoptic Swarm of Scarabs. Then we've got the macrocytes for some melee, a Reaper, and a rifle on the right flank. So with setup done, Dometahr is going to be leading the squad in. Now, I'm thinking probably Gaius and Astar can just break this door down and deal with these guys. I'm pretty confident in the Bombard and his buddy, the Aegis' ability to actually like take the bigger guys. While with this big sort of like open area, I'm pretty sure in a firefight, Gideon, the Blood Angel, and Amphora, the Red Scorpion, can probably take a couple Necron warriors. Well, let's see. So I got to roll for initiative for round 1. I've got my 2 CPs. Orange is always going to be the Necrons, and the kill team will be the larger die. So I have the initiative in round 1, and that means I get to do my first of my gambits if I wish to. Nobody in 6 inches or line of sight to make activate last, although that would be handy. Unfortunately, Gideon's ability not unlocked just yet. And I think that's gonna be it. So now I have to go over to gambits for these guys. Threat level 0, so no new Necrons will phase in during this turn, and these guys are actually inactive. Will end as soon as I kick this door in. We'll do immediately, so going to engage with my boy here, the Aegis. And Gaius is going to do 2 actions to do a breach, or 2 AP to do a breach action on this door, which means it explodes backwards. Breach 1 of 7. That costs him 2 AP. He doesn't have any weapons or equipment that allow him to do it for 1 AP, so it's just gonna fly down. Actually, I'm just gonna have it kicked in. Oh no, it's the cops! So now with his 3rd AP, he's going to move. Now a dash, one of the things I forgot is these are accessibles, these doorways, and it means you're -1 to your movement when you go through, but these guys are movement 6. So movement goes to 5 and then it's capped at 3 in a dash, or I could move and move 5 with a move action. I'll move and go to here into cover. And you know what, why am I even engaging? I can just do this and be still concealed. So that's gonna raise the threat level to 1 automatically, which will activate all these Necrons, and then on a 4+, it'll do another one. Sure doesn't. So with no one able to shoot or fire right now, it's actually just gonna be the Swarm who's gonna lead the way. They're going to move forward with a move action and do the operate hatch in the middle of it, which will reduce their movement by 1. So normally they move 6, which means they'll move 5, so 3 + 2, and they'll just be on the other side of this doorway. And that will raise the threat level again. This is not an exploded doorway, it's properly been opened. And they'll just stay there. And we're gonna make this real simple. We're gonna have our boy over here with the Stalker Bolt Rifle, because this is what he does. He's gonna make a dash action. And then he's just going to, I think, do I kick it in or operate hatchway? I think I kick, I mean, why wouldn't I just keep kicking things in? You know what, I'm gonna operate hatchway and go on guard, because he's real good at going on guard. And then he gets to re-go on guard. So he's gonna operate the hatchway normally. I'll raise the threat level to 2. And that was a dash, followed by a move, followed by an on guard. So he can shoot some Necrons if they decide they wanna get funny. I will need to be engaging to make that work. This guard's not a counteraction, which means I can't do the counteraction while hidden. Well then, that means this Necron warrior is very excited to shoot somebody, so he's going to do so. He's gonna have to dash to try and get him in line of fire though. And then he will engage to do so. That means I can take a shot at him with my marksman rifle, and I will use I did only dash this turn, so I can use the heavy profile. It's 4 shots on 2, 3/5 damage, and it's lethal 5+ with piercing crits 1. So if I get a crit on a 5, I get 2 crits and 2 hits. He can only save on 2 dice now. He'll retain 1 for cover, because why wouldn't he? Roll that 4, and then fish for a crit. Nope. Counts a 1, and that means he's gonna take 10, 13 damage and explode. And that is a gunshot, which means that the alarm will go up again. He goes back on guard for free, because that's how he do. Well, let's get in the war. We're gonna go with, I think, Mr. Bombard. He's gonna take a walk, only 4 actually, sorry, because he has to go through that hatchway. So that's 3, and then 1, so he's a little bit further back than that, but he's standing on that door. Then he'll take, and he'll use his cuffs. What am I doing? And heal. Everybody should have done that was wounded. The Aegis as well. I forgot to, but I get back 1. Only got 3 wounds on me now. Well, let's fire that bombard at the Tomb Swarm, because we love doing that. It's fun. 4 shots, 3s to hit, 5/7 damage, piercing 1. Got 10 wounds with a 5+ save. Wow, it's pretty good rolls. So that's gonna be a crit and 2 hits. And he will cancel the crit and cancel 1 of the hits. Let's put 5 damage on it though. And then for his last APL, he's gonna go on guard. A valid target now, that's gonna activate these guys. And our Necron warrior is gonna walk over to this doorway, engaging. And then the question is, do I wait or do I do it now? I hold my guard, because if I wait for this this big old tomb crawler, more likely than not have a target to splash with my exploding round. Warrior the Gauss rifle, 4 shots, 3/4, piercing 1. He's got a 3+ save, so he'll just retain 1 for cover for being behind that object. And then we'll roll the rest. So first the shots from the warrior, and that's 2 hits, 1 retained there. And he fails the other one, so he's gonna take damage, take 3. Up to 6. It was 2 more shots, so we're at 5 threat level now. Oh, we can do better than that. Let's dash over here and kick this door in. So exploding the wall. That will up it again to 6, and then a 4+ to 7. Nope. He'll remember to heal at the end of that activation for D3. Get back 2, and that means he's fully healed. Well, he can't shoot or fight, so we're gonna have one of these warriors, I think, operate. Oh no, one of these warriors over here can definitely see through that doorway. So he's gonna make a move action, changing to engage. But he can't shoot because he only fires 8 inches. So what he'll actually end up doing is staying hidden, moving forward in conceal. So he's got line of fire now, but he can't shoot, so he'll just idle for a second action. Makes it pretty simple. I think we're gonna move up, engaging, and then we're going to guard Mr. Disruptor. Everyone's gone, so it's all counteract time. Definitely time to move forward with this big fella. So he's gonna go 5 into the doorway where he can see. And it's time to blast the bombard, but before the bombard gets blasted, he's gonna fire with his guard token using a shrapnel. It's Torrent 2, so he's gonna probably have to shoot everybody here. One of whom will be in the open. So against the Swarm first, it's 5 shots, 3+, 4, 5 with Torrent. I'm saving on 5s, so those go away, and the Swarm managed to cancel 2 of them. So it takes 4 more damage and has 1 left, and is wounded. Then it'll be against this Necron warrior, who is in cover, so he'll get to retain a save. And it's 5 shots on 3s. So a crit and a hit. So the hit gets canceled, the crit will do 5 damage. 4 and also wound him. And the big boy gets shot, saving on 3s, hitting on 3s. Only 1 hit, 3 saves, no damage at all to the Tomb Crawler. And as the valid target, the Aegis is not right now. It's going to use its focused fire, 5 shots, 4+, 4, 5 damage, piercing 1, punishing. So 5 shots on 4s, and any crits can turn a miss into a hit. No crits though, only 1 hit. So having retained 1 for cover, he fails the other 2, but the one he retained, or sorry, no, he was piercing 1, so he would have only rolled 1 die, so it still failed, and that means the one that he retained would have canceled this. Piercing would have canceled 1 of those dice. So no damage, and we managed to pull off a nice hit, but we've once again lost our guard token, and we go up to 7 now for that gunfire. Well, able to counteract, I guess we have him go. He's fired twice during the turn. Can't actually fire again. Who else could counteract? Without losing their guard token, nobody over there. Well, I've got it. We're gonna have the Aegis go. He's going to drop a smoke grenade. We have 2 smoke templates, we'll just drop it right here. And that way, while we're within 2 of it, we are obscured. A second APL, so he's just gonna dash slightly and move over there. All right, Necron's getting to go. I think now with this open, this guy's gonna operate a hatch. And we'll use the Gauss Reaper one, and then he gets to move, he's only gonna move 5. 4+ that operate hatch will raise the level. It does, and we go to 8. So able to counteract again. There's not a lot to do here. The Bombard hasn't counteracted yet, so I think what he's going to do is simply dash slightly closer. And then coming out strong, this last Necron can't fire at anybody, so he's going to move 5. And then he's going to dash 3 more towards this cover. He can now counteract, so that's going to be a dash move. It's only going to be an inch because this is accessible, so he ends up just in the doorway. And it's just this macro site, and he's just going to rush. That's what he does. He's going to go 6. Staying concealed, over to here. He'll dash afterwards. Well, I can't dash, actually, because he can't stay concealed. That means these guard tokens are wasted because there's no line to fire anybody who isn't concealed, so they'll go away at the end of the round. And we're into round 2 with a threat level of 8. Threat level of 8, that means 2 new NPOs will arrive as a gambit. We're going to have an 8, which is a warrior, and a 6, which is a macrosite. What kind of warrior? Evens or odds? Evens, so it's a Gauss Flare. Would have been a gambit actually, but we have to roll for initiative. They actually have the initiative, so they would have done that first anyway. And they will be activating first. So the first one, we have to roll by doorway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Where do they phase in? Left to right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So their warrior phases in over here with a conceal. And then the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4. They'll phase in over here. Macrosite. All right, well, the NPOs, Necron's going first this turn, and I think the most obvious one is going to be right here, which is this macrosite that just phased in, switching to engage, and charging. He can smell blood. There's already wounds on this guy. So macrosites have a claw and tail, 4 attacks, 4+, 3, 4 damage. When they die within 2 inches, they will do damage. Pretty evenly matched here, but let's see what the dice say. So that's going to be 1 hit and 3 misses. So he'll just immediately do 3 damage and take him up to 9. Not quite. 1 more and it will send him to wounded. And then the Bombard's going to hit him 3 times for 9 damage. 6 sevens, that's going to snap his neck. Now the problem is on a 2+, he will flail about. And he's going to do 2 extra wounds to him and take him to 11. That will wound him. He's removed as he thrashes around. Well, he didn't much like that, so he's going to activate, staying on engage, and use his cuff to immediately, I hope, heal. For 1, and that'll take him down to 10 wounds. He's still wounded. And do we want to use any kind of gambits here? Ploys, rather, as we have 3 CPs to play with. I think we save it for Suffer Not the Alien. So first things first, we're going to do a frag round into this mass of guys, because why wouldn't we? We'll see if we can finish that scarab off. It only has 1 wound left. Oh, sorry, and that will potentially... Oh no, the threat level came up because of that melee combat. Because the guy did not die. Or no, the guy did die, actually. The Necron's dead, which is very funny. So because we're wounded, we only hit once, but it was a crit. With only a single save to cancel it off, that crit will just kill him. So I'm not going to waste my Suffer Not the Alien. Shoot action here will up the threat level, though, because I just fired a Bombard. And I imagine that thing is crazy loud. All right, next shot into that Necron Warrior with 4 wounds left. Oh, sorry, I wouldn't roll those yet. So it's only 1 hit. And then it will retain 1 for cover, because of course it will. And then roll 2 more. And just completely bounce off. Important thing here is the big guy. Should see that smoke grenade went away first. It did. Would have gone away after the first activation, and this thing had already activated. So it dissipated right as he started firing. Well, let's see if we can hurt this big guy. So that's going to be 5 attacks. It will retain 1, obviously, for cover if it needs to. I don't know why I'm rolling these simultaneously, because piercing will go off afterwards. 3 hits, and it will retain a single save for cover, and then get to roll the other 2 on 3s, and pass 3, so it just cancels everything. Oh man, why couldn't I roll better on my cuffs? Being wounded sucks. So the question is, for my second AP, do I fire it again? That will use up the rest of my AP, or do I go on guard? I think I fired again. My last AP, but I think this time we do shell and we do it into the big guy. So it'll be piercing 1, hit on 4s, 2 crits and a hit. I think I use a CP for just a strategic reroll, because then I can still Suffer Not the Alien this turn. It'll miss. Retaining 1 for cover, and then getting to roll a single save. Let's see if this NPO can survive. Oops, there's just a regular save and a crit, so it's gonna block 2. Crit hit is 12 damage. And that thing's got 21, so it has 9 left. Now it is wounded. Well, I think we know what's about to happen. He's gonna get shot back at, because he's completed his activation. We've also got him in the doorway. Oh, he's the most injured, so I feel like this guy would shoot him. It's the most threat to me winning this. Fire, so 5 shots on 5s now because he's injured. So 1, 2 hits, and then it's gonna be piercing 1. He'll retain a save for cover, and he's gonna roll the other one and pass it 2. So he can cancel the crit that way. And actually, there's another hit because a crit from punishing makes that into a hit. So instead of canceling the crit, he will cancel 2 hits because that's more damage canceled. And that means he'll take 5 and he'll have 15 wounds. What do you think with the second action? Because he's already got line of fire. Well, we have problems. And the problem here is that he's about to die and there's Necron warrior that can still fight him. But I also have a boss who's got to get a job done. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna charge. We can charge 7, so 3 plus 3 plus 1. We're gonna charge this warrior. Give ourselves an engage action. And his cuff's already been used. Power weapon, so Dometahr's got 5 attacks on 3s, 4, 6, lethal 5 plus. And then 3 attacks on 4s from that Necron warrior. 3, 4 damage. So that's a crit. And then 3 hits. And the warrior's got 2 hits and a crit. The crit will do 6, after which he will hit him back with a crit to do 4. And then the boss can hit him 1 more time to do 10, and that'll kill him. Fortunately, there is another NPO in line of fire. Take us up to 10. Ooh, 11 actually for his second bombard shot. We are creeping up into it don't matter territory. So he's dead. And then that was my charged fight. I have 1 APL left. I think we just fire our plasma pistol on supercharge into this guy at point blank range. 4 shots on 3s. All hits. 2 crits and 2 hits, and it's piercing 1. He saves 2, so he'll cancel the 2 hits, but that's still more than enough to vaporize him, because 2 crits with a pistol is 10 damage. Exploded. That'll take us to 12. Does it get hot on 1 or 2? No. Dometahr just being an absolute G and going it alone. I think the obvious thing here now is this warrior trying to kill poor Gaius, who's, Astar there, who's, just standing there with not very many, 3 wounds left. Gauss rifle shot, piercing 1. And oh my God, he gets 2 crits and a hit. And we'll retain 1 for cover, because get rid of the hit at least. I think we're gonna die. No, even just 1 crit kills us. Anything kills us. It actually just doesn't matter. We passed the save, so we would get rid of a crit or either or, but down he goes. Astar, the robot from Planet Danger, you can put your arm back on. You can't. Play safe. Second action, he's gonna move. He's gonna come through here, going 6. And then he'll dash, because he'll have you in cover after that. Actually, sorry, I would have walked 4 and then dashed 3, which is still fine. It's 7 inches over there. Because he is injured like crazy. I got only 2 doors kicked in here. I gotta get in the war. I'm getting all kill crazy, and I keep forgetting these guys just keep coming back. So I think we just start smashing things, breaking stuff. And we're gonna do that with Gaius. He's going to smash with a charge. So he gets to charge 8, so he's gonna go 6 and then 2 more. And then he'll do a hatchway fight. Guess technically it would be move dash hatchway fight, because, oh no, you can charge, because the charge would have to end in melee. It doesn't matter. He charged it here and then he's making a hatchway fight. So he's got his 5 attacks with shock. Growl's got 4 and they are brutal, which is rough. But he's only hitting on 5s because he's injured. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3 hits, and then 2 hits back. So he'll just do a hit with his crit, which will do 6 damage, taking him down to 3. And then shock will actually cause one of these to drop off, even though it's brutal. Then he'll get hit by 1, and the claws have 4 damage. That's gonna take him up to 5 wounds. I'll hit him for another 1, and that'll kill him. People can see this, so that's gonna take us to 13. That was move, hatchway fight. for his second AP, sorry, charge hatchway fight for his second AP, and his third AP, I think he's just gonna drop another smoke grenade at his own feet. Poof. And then he'll use a cuff for 1. Take him to 4 wounds on him. More pretty simple stuff. That's gonna be a charge, going 8, and a hatchway fight. So over to here. And then he'd probably hatchway fight the Phobos Marine because he is the easiest to kill. Almost identical, 4 on 4 here. And that's gonna be 3 hits versus 2 hits. So the Macrosite hitting him for 3, so spiking some damage on him for the first time. Then hitting him back for 3. Then hitting him for 3 again, taking him to 6. And the Macrosite finally taking 6 more damage from these 2 more hits, and that'll kill him. On a 2+, though, he will do damage to everybody within 2. Actually, just the guy he was fighting. Does 1 damage. From the 7. Well, don't love that. And things are getting kind of sporty and dangerous, so I think we send the Marksman through. And he's going to do a move. So he's going to go 6 to here, then a dash. So you can see both sides of this guy, and then he's going to cap him with a mobility shot. So mobility shots, just 4 shots on 3s. And he'll have 3 saves, no cover because he's in the open. So he'll cancel 2, and those 2 will be there, and then that's going to be 7 damage. I'll leave him with 2 remaining, and he's injured. Well, that makes this pretty easy. He'll just light him up. Switching to active. Firing his Reaper. Shots on 3s, piercing 1. So a crit and a hit, and then 2, so he'll cancel the crit and take 3. All right, not injured, but took some damage, and then he would already have him in the open. So basically would move to cover, probably. Well, last activation for the Death Watch, Brother Gideon. He's gonna use his cuffs to heal, because he's injured right now. Just for 1, cannot get more than 1, but it does take us above the threshold to 6. No longer injured. He's gonna rat-a-tat-tat, critting on 5s with his Marksman Bolt Carbine into that warrior. Or we could play the mission, Ash. You could walk out 5. So going 3 and then 2 more over to here. Dash. And then shoot him. And that way you've got the ability to do your objective next turn. Crit on 5s. Crit and a hit. He'll retain 1 for cover and then roll 2 more. And pass nothing, so he'll just get exploded. 15 now, so we fired once, twice, 3 times for this Necron. So we are capped out for threat level. At the end of his activation, that was his 3rd AP. I think he's done, and there's only 1 Necron left to go. He's going to attempt to charge, because of course he will. Because he can't see that guy for being obscured, and he'll hatchway fight him. Probably won't go great, but it's the best he's got. So 3 attacks, sorry. Against the 5 for the Aegis Veteran? Yeah. You can't shoot him because he's obscured. So no hits, and then he just takes all of this damage, 16 damage, and explodes. Just runs into the smoke and is absolutely annihilated. End of round. Round 3. Everyone is super beat up, but at the very least, there's going to be a turn where we can start breaking some walls down. Gonna do 5 more. All right, initiative first. Let's see who's going first. Necrons are orange as always. Also, we get a CP and go to 3. Necrons are going first. 15. That means we gotta go big. So first things first, counter-temporal shifting. Systems that can fracture the slow causality flicker into life, casting shadowy silver chromatic uncertainty through the tombs. Its servants' bodies flicker through proximity timelines, blurring out each from the heaviest blows. Whenever an attack dice inflicts 3 or more damage, on a 5+, it's -1 damage. So that's going to be for the turn. The second one, reanimation protocols. When a ghostly flickering signals, the tomb's reanimation systems initiate horrific states of spasming on life that drag the Necrons back from the extinction's edge. The first time each NPO is incapacitated during this turning point, roll a die. On a 4+, it's reanimated instead. Whenever they're reanimated, as 1 rune remaining, can't be incapacitated for the remainder of the action. If it was ready, expend it, and then subtract 1 from its APL stat. First one. All right, so everybody's doing pretty good. I think this is the turn for They Show No Fear. So we're just gonna ignore any changes to our stats for being injured. Then 3 new Necrons arrive. 9, which is a warrior. An 8, which is a warrior. And a 9, which is a warrior. So what kind of warrior? 2 rifles, odds, or flares. So 2 rifles and a flare. First one arrives through portal 5. So that would be this one right here. Second one arrives through portal 4, which is this one right here. It'll actually arrive engaged. Or no, sorry, it's shooting, so it's going to arrive back here. And the third one arrives in 3. So 1, 2, 3 arrives right here. Surrounding Gaius, they know he's a threat. How many activations until that smoke goes away? 2. So 2 activations before that expends. We're going to pass on another strategic one. I think we're probably good there. And it is first activation. It feels like he has nothing better to do, so he's going to charge just to try and get through the smoke here, because the smoke is a problem. So this buys them some time. This feels like their best bet at winning, honestly, is to try and just ding him up. A bit of damage before they die. So that's going to be 3 attacks with his bayonet on 5s because he's wounded. Remember, he won't get incapacitated though on a 4+. And does he crit him? No, he just hits him once. It does 3 damage to him. Takes him to 7. Then a crit happens to him for 6 on a 5. It's reduced. It is not. And then does he just stay alive on a 4? No, he just gets smushed. That was the first activation. Well, because I think it's going to be funny, we're actually going to go with the Disruptor Veteran. And he is going to... Oh, I should have remembered. I should have disrupted him because he's within 6. He doesn't count as being within 6 because the hatchway is closed. So there's nothing I can do there. We're going to use 2 and we're going to blow this hatch. And it's going to hit this guy in the face. So it's going to explode into this Necron. 4+, he's -1 APL and takes half that much damage. No, he doesn't. And then his third APL, he's going to do a hatchway fight and punch this guy. Just come out here like Kool-Aid Man. Just be like, oh yeah! Oh, and he should have healed first. He healed 2. So there's 4 on him now. So hatchway fight, he's got his fists, 4 attacks, 3/4 damage. Against 3 attacks on 4s. He's going to spend an AP for Suffering Out the Unclean to Live and reroll all of these. Because right now, he's not killing. There we go. So 2 crits and a hit. So he'll do a crit for 4. He'll take a hit for 3. And go up to 7 damage again. And he'll do 6 more and kill him. Just snap his neck. 3 out of 7 of our required explosions. And that makes this go away. Well, that means this warrior's going to try and shoot, as he is right there. So he's going to fire a gun. Piercing 1, 4 shots on 3s. Or 4s, I think. The flare, so it hits on 4s. And then 1 for... Sorry, what am I doing? That's the other guy's dice. Should be the Necron dice. That's more like it. A crit and 3 hits on 4s. So retaining 1 for cover, and he's got to roll 1. Guys fails it. So he's going to re-roll to try not to die. And he'll get a crit. So he's going to cancel a crit and a hit. That's my last CP. And we'll take 6 damage, and that's going to put him at 13 out of 15. And then second one, he's going to do a hatchway fight, because of course he will. He just lands a hit, this guy dies. Literally, he just has to not miss. So it's 5 against 3. Nothing old guys can really do here. Crits him for 4. Down he goes. Oh man, things aren't looking great. That's okay though. We have our ways. We have our ways. And the first one's going to be to move the boss over here, like an absolute G. And then spend 2 APL to blow this door in, because of course he will. And then how's this guy doing on a 4+? He's -1 APL, and he takes 3 damage. Wrecked that guy's day. Well, that guy gets to go. He only has 1 APL, so he's going to shoot the boss. -1 APL token, and take a shot. The boss will get cover, though. So that's going to be 4 shots on 4s, piercing 1. He gets 1 crit, so the boss gets to retain 1 for cover. And then roll 2 more dice, or sorry, 1 more dice, piercing 1. And pass. You can combine those to cancel the crit. Well, and the boss will then heal at the end of that. For 2. And we have 2 damage on him. Well, final activation is going to be real simple. Dash to the wall. Kick it in for 2. Be done. Why not be concealed so you can't get shot? All right, well, round 4, things looking sporty. We lost half the team. Let's see who's going first. We've maxed out the alarm value. They still have the initiative. Need to see who died over here. It was... I killed somebody. He died and we rolled for it. This was just exploding a doorway. No, that was it. We did all of our appropriate ones. Then cards get shuffled back in, and then we deal 2 more. First card, reanimation protocols again, so they don't die on a 4+. And then Dark of the Tomb. Whenever a player's operative is shooting at an operative more than 8 inches away, you can't reroll attack dice. 3 new NPOs arrive. All right, the first one, 7, is going to be a warrior. The second one, 3 is going to be a swarm. And the third one, 6 is going to be a macrosite. Kind of warrior, evens are rifles, odds are flares. To bottom, so Scarab Swarm arrives on 3. So hatch 1, 2, 3. So it's going to arrive right here in melee. Just crawling off the walls. Macrosite arrives on 2. So that's this one back here. Uh-oh, they're getting surrounded. The warrior arrives on 3 as well. So right here. Actually phase in, not able to be shot. Well, we have 1 CP with which to do things. I think we save it for during the turn. Hope that our cuffs can save us here. All right, well, they're gonna go first, and that means the most dangerous thing, which would be the guy who can fight melee. So this swarm's gonna fight Guardian, 5 attacks on 4s, and that's gonna be 3 attacks back on 3s. So 3 hits. So that's a damage, which will take him to 4. No, wait, wrong guy. To 8. A crit is 4. A damage, which will take him to 9. A regular hit, which is 3, takes him to 7. And then another damage, which takes him to 10. He's almost dead, and he's super injured. 1 more hit here, which will kill him. Now, on a 4+, however, that swarm stays alive with 1 wound. It sure does. It is a problem. It just hangs on and stays in melee. It's -1 APL until its next activation with 1 wound, but it can't be reanimated again this turn. All right, well, time for the boss to do his boss business. We're gonna start with a hatchway fight. Oh, sorry, start with the cuff. Heal this jerk. We sure do. Goes to fully healed. Then a hatchway fight with his power sword, 5 attacks on 3s against 3 attacks on 4s. Into that warrior. And come on, come on. All right, so those miss, but we get a crit. And then 2 hits. He's gonna hit him for a crit, which is 6 damage. Then he's gonna take a crit for 4 damage. And he's gonna hit him for 4 more damage and kill him. What does the reanimation protocol save this one too? Because that will be a problem. It does. And that means he's gonna have to fight it again. Not complicated, but it means you have to spend another AP doing this, so we kill him. Last one, I think we just go on guard. Or no, we dash. We dash over to here. Necron Warrior is going to wake up and is going to make a hatchway fight into him. It's going to be a problem because it damn well might kill him. So 3 attacks versus 3 attacks. On 4s for the Warrior, on 3s for the Marine. On Brother Gideon. Oh no, oh no. Equally matched. So that's just 4 damage, which kills him. Brother Gideon is down. Second action, he's actually going to slink over here. Not great. Well, we've only got 1 operative left, and that's going to be our boy over here, who's going to make a move action, repositioning to here. Then he's going to shoot that swarm. Just 4 shots. This should finish it off. So that's 3 hits versus one critical save, and it'll do 3 damage. It's only got 1 left, and it can't reanimate twice, so it's dead. So reposition. A shot, and he's going to go on guard with the last one. Last warrior coming through, moving 5, and he's going to take a shot with his Gauss rifle. But before that happens, we're going to go on guard shoot. Sure, we can only use mobile still because we did do a dash action this turn. So saving on 4s versus hitting on 3s. So a crit and 3 hits, and then saving on 4s. So 3 hits go away and a crit does 4 damage. Well, 5 left, but not be wounded because he's got 9, and then he takes a shot with his rifle. Gauss Flare on 4s, piercing 1, so 2 hits. Taking a save for cover, and then rolling another one. And failing it, so he'll take 3 damage. And then he'll lose his guard token at the end of the round, because that was the final activation of the turn. It's round 5. Well, it's a big initiative turn. I think we finally got it. We got 2 CPs. I think we just... Oh, there's nothing really to do here. I think we just have to kill everyone. We save these for rerolls. We're gonna have 3 more NPOs spawn in, and also 2 cards get drawn. Card the first, Awakened Warrior. Set up a Necron Warrior NPO with a conceal order with a terrain feature, which its control range has a Necron model on it. What kind of warrior? Evens is a rifle. So, could be over here. Could be over here. Yep. I think this is probably the closest to the boss. So let's go right there. And then Transdimensional Relocation. Randomly select 2 player operatives, 1 pair from each team. Remove both operatives from the kill zone and set them up back in each other's previous positions. Swap their positions. Repeat this process 2 more times if possible. If there's only 1 player operative for any team in the kill zone, draw a different event. Basically, these 2 guys switch positions for some reason. The Necron Warriors are all identical, but the wounds would swap. So I'm going to go swap and then swap, because they have to swap twice. That one's bonkers. This is pretty simple. The boss is going to go. He's going to use his cuff to heal. He sure does for 2. Then he's going to explode this doorway, or this hatch rather. Mine, that isn't a hatch. He's just going to charge. He's going to charge this fella. He's going to fight him, because he can, with his 5 attacks against 3 attacks. And that's 2 crits, and 2 hits. Parry a hit, because he doesn't want to take the damage. Then he'll take 3, and then he'll do 12 and kill him. No, sorry, he'll do 16 and kill him. He goes to 5 damage. And then he'll do a hatchway fight, because they're both into this hatch. They're breach, because it's considered a hatch now. And just do a second fight action. And see if we can just kill 2 of these guys at once, because the boss loves to do that. 2 crits against 3 hits. I think we're going to use a CP for Suffer Not the Alien. This is what the boss does. Oh yeah, that's a lot of hits. And we're going to start with a parry. Then we're going to take 3, and then we're going to do a parry. And then we're going to do 18 damage and go to 8. It's pretty simple. This guy comes over here and takes a shot at us. In the open, unfortunately, piercing 1. So 4 shots on not injured. So piercing 1. That's a crit and 2 hits. So I think the best is just to roll that. Or yeah, we're in the open. We have to just roll them. Crit and hit get canceled, so just 3 damage. So the 9 though, and that injures him. So we'll have to do our activation to heal him now. Heal 1 and go to 8, so we are injured. The problem here is we need to blow this door up at some point, so we're going to close it. Or we could just blow it up when it's still open. And even if the hatch is open, so he'll spend his 2 APL and just blow this one up. Basically short circuit. Blast this jerk. So we can just finish him off. He didn't move, so 4 shots on 2s because he's using his, 3s because he's using his heavy mode. 1, 2, 3 hits, piercing crits 1, and lethal 5. So he didn't get any crits or lethals. He'll get 1 for cover, and then he'll get to roll 2 more. Pass 2, so just cancel 2 hits, 3 and go down to 2. That's round 5, into round 6. Oh man, things are looking grim. We're almost out of guys. We gotta do 1 more hatch. And we maintain the initiative. All right, well, things are not looking the best, but that's okay. We're going to continue to kill. We have to go first for gambits. We have 2 CPs again. I think we have to do transhuman physiology. And they should know fear again, so we can ignore all of our injuries. Because everyone's real banged up. And then NPOs generate 2 new Tomb World event cards. I gotta shuffle these back in. First one is Awakened Warrior. Another warrior appears. So is it evens or odds for a rifle? So it's a rifle again. And yeah, probably over here. Oh, we forgot this macro site. This macro site would have charged. Could it have charged? 7? No, probably not. It would have lurked. Would have gone over here and lurked because it couldn't make it into melee. It would arrive right here with the conceal. And then we do our second card, which is going to be Subjugation Glyphs. Randomly select 1 player operative and roll a d6. If the result's higher than their APL, they're -1 APL. If it's equal or less, randomly select a different player operative and repeat the process. Basically roll until somebody gets the -1 APL. So randomly select. So 1 to 3 boss, 4 to 6 the scorpion. So it's going to be Amphora. Roll for under his APL. We don't. He's -1 APL. Subjugation glyphs have awakened. 3 more NPOs arrive. The first one is a 9, which is a warrior. The second one is a 9, which is a warrior. The third one is a 7, which is a warrior. Evens and odds for equipment. 3 odds, 3 reapers. These ones hit on 3s. Now let's see where they arrive. 3, 4, 5. So 3, 4, and 5. So right, let's say here. Boss is getting real surrounded. -1 APL is not great, and we need to get out of here. So we're gonna go with Amphora. He's going to use his healing cuff because he's super jacked up. And heal 2 wounds and go to 6. So he's not injured anymore, which he would have ignored anyway. Then he's gonna move. So he's gonna move 5 through here. 3, and then 2. He's gonna go on guard. Because of course he is. And then we're gonna get charged by this macrosite. Because the boss has just been waiting and killing, and now he's distracted. 4 attacks on 4s against 5 on 3s. Let's see what happens. A crit and a hit against 2 crits. I'm gonna take 4 and go to 12. The boss has to parry. Do 6, so he has 1 remaining. Ouch. Well, the boss gets to go. He might just die here. This is not great. He's going to heal 2 and have 10 wounds on him. He'll perform a melee action into that macrosite. It's just to land 1 hit. He lands a crit and kills him, but on a 2+, he takes 2 wounds. He goes back to 12. He's destroyed. And I wanted to have a conceal order, actually, while I was in that melee. Because then I'm going to reposition over to here. With my 2nd AP and my 3rd AP, I'm going to go on guard. It's going to be bad. All right, this door gets opened. And out comes the Reaper. It's a 1 AP. Second, you know what? The wounded one would do that. He'd open the door, and then actually he would go this way to try and surround us. Counteracting, we just hide some more. Then out he comes. And does he survive the guard shot? It's gonna have to be mobile, because he did move this turn. That's 3 hits, saving on 4s, saves them all. And then he hits him with the Gauss Reaper on 3s. Doesn't immediately go back on guard. Hits twice, and he's in the open. Saves 1, gets hit for 3, puts him back at 9, and he actually gets to guard again. That would be his 2nd shoot action. So let's see if he can hit him. Still ignoring the injureds, which is nice. So hitting on 3s, a crit, and 2 hits, because he did dash. And then this guy's saving. There's no piercing crits, it's mobility. Saving once, and he'll take 7 damage, be down to 2. Never mind, it's a different activation, so that just kills him. He can hit on 2s. Guards can be on 2s when it's not the same activation, it's only the activation that you moved or fired in. So he repositioned during his first activation, then guarded. That was fine. During the guard actions, he actually can just shoot normally. He'll counteract now, and he'll make a 2-inch dash. Counteract, he doesn't get to use his cuffs. Actually, he'll move backwards to here with that dash. It's just the remaining Necron warriors. We're gonna attempt to get after us. So moving and dashing. Moving and dashing. And then moving 3, 2, just get to the door, and then dashing out to the open. Actually, sorry, he'd stay and cover this activation because he can't fire yet. Or no, because he wants him to not be scared. He'll move out. And as both models are counteracted, that was the turn. Turn 7. Go to 2 CPs. Let's roll some initiative. Ooh, the Astartes have it. Easy one again. Let's ignore being injured with some Initiation No Fear. First card. Counter-temporal shifting. Whenever an attack damage does 3 or more on a 5+, it's 1 less. And then subjugation glyphs again. I have to roll for somebody. So randomly, 1 to 3 the boss, 4 to 6 the marksman. It's going to be Gideon again. Does he roll under his APL? He does. So now the boss, he does not. So the boss is -1 AP. And what kind of NPOs are arriving? 8 is a warrior. 9 is a warrior. 8 is a warrior. Evens and odds. That will be 2 rifles and a flare. And then the flare's arrival and the rifle's arrivals. So a rifle arrives on 1 here. A rifle arrives on 2 here. And a flare arrives on 5, which is here. Now, I think we start with the boss. He's going to engage, to heal for 2. So he's got 10 wounds on him now. Also removes any changes to his APL stat, which is fantastic, like cleaning my blood. And then we're gonna blast with a pistol. So let's overcharge a plasma pistol into that first Necron warrior. 4 shots on 3s, piercing 1, all hit. 2 crits actually. He saves once and just explodes. Even with the damage reduction, he reduced it all, but still died. Does it get hot? 1 to 2? Nope. And then he's gonna spend 2 more APL to fire it again, because why not? It's gonna hit twice, and then be blocked twice. Might as well CP it for free. No, he could suffer not the alien to live for free. If we roll any of my attack dice, I'm actually gonna reroll all but 1. No, I'm just gonna roll all of them. He's only blocked 1. Some crits here. Now, same result. Does it get hot? No, it does for D3. For 3, oh my god, he goes to 13. Dometahr's gonna die. This is it. Well, that's his last APL, so he's just done, and he's almost dead. So that means it's on to the Necrons. This fool is just going to move to get him out of cover, and then shoot him. That'll be 4 shots on 4s with the Gauss Flare. It is piercing 1. So how do we do? The hit and a crit versus a hit and a crit. He's fine. Still a problem. Do we heal? For 1. Got 8 wounds on us. Now we just start using that rifle. We didn't move. So 4 shots on 2s, piercing 1. Piercing crits rather, so we see if we get any crits first. And this fell in the open. And it is lethal 5. So piercing crits. 2 saves, gets 1. And he'll take 10 damage and just die. Now we can still dash, which we will, and then go on guard. Feels like this is about to be the end. So just moving to get him in the open, I think. Moving 6 over to here. And blasting with the Gauss Flare. That'll be 4 shots on 3s this time, because it's within 8. And it's piercing 1. 3 hits. Only blocks 1, and that will kill him. Damage takes the boss down. No, Dometahr! We're almost out of operatives. Time to counteract. Just pushing 2. He's gonna operate hatch, because he can do a second APL. He's gonna push over and push the door closed. This should save his life. All right, well, easy stuff then. He's super wounded, so he's gonna be able to go 4. It's only 3, and then he'll dash out here. So choosing to not counteract, just to stay where we are. This guy's gonna switch to engage. Boop the door, which will reveal him. Sorry, because, we can do the guard action. He can move 2 and then go back on guard. So that door opens, I can shoot him in cover, but I get to use my heavy profile on 2s. I don't get any crits. I don't have any CPs. He would have retained 1. He'll save 1, 2, and take 3 damage. Oh my god, turn 8. All right, this guy's gonna run to the teleport pad, and then bam, foot over here. It's gonna all come down to this initiative. I think I can still win if I get this initiative. I do. Guy in the back would also run his 5 and then to the doorway. All right, we got 1 CP. It's turn 8. We use it to ignore injuries, because of course we do. We don't. We save it. We can use our cuff. Cuff is all that matters. I just have to win a hatchway fight and not have any crazy tomb events. The Screeching Necrons, Chittering Drone. If no Canoptic Swarm NPOs are on the kill zone, set one up with a concealer in a location so that in joint apps, the access point of a random hatchway that's wholly within NPO territory. So it's going to be one of these 2 hatchways. All right, 1 to 3, 4 to 6. This is going to be really bad. 1 to 3 is the nearer one, 4 to 6 is the one I'm on. Okay, we're good. Do this fighting 1 NPO. I don't think I could do it fighting 2 NPOs. And then the second Tomb Event card is going to be a Stirring of Horrors. Increase it by 1. If the threat level is 15, you get an additional NPO. 4 NPOs set up right now. So the first one is 10. It's a warrior. Second one, 9 is a warrior. Third one, 3 is a swarm. And then fourth one, 8 is a warrior. And so warriors, 2 evens and an odd, so 1 flare. The flare, gonna show up on 5 right over here. Just teleporting in. The warrior is gonna show up on 3, which is over here. The other warrior on 4, which is right here. And the swarm on 5, with the other swarm right here. Rolled 1, 6. That would have been the furthest door, and it would have been a problem because I'm working left to right. All right. I'm absolutely gonna die if this doesn't work, so let's see if you can do it. Come on, Brother Amphora. You heal 2, you get 6 wounds on you, injured. And you need to fight. You need to do a hatchway fight. You're just bare hands. An already wounded Necron warrior. You just gotta hit him twice and survive the counterattack. So all we have to do is roll 2 hits here, and we don't die. How about a crit and 3 hits? So we're gonna crit him for 4. We're gonna take 4 and go to 10. And then we're gonna hit him again, and that'll crush his neck. God, there was no like damage, incapacitation, insanity in this turn. And then for 2, we're gonna blast this hatchway open. And that ends the game. Final door sabotaged. We're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces that have been blown open and sabotaged. And the only survivor of this mission, surrounded at the end as reinforcements arrive because the damage has been done enough. I just imagine like a bunch of like Deathwatch Terminators just teleport in right now and rescue everybody. But everyone's horrifically injured, which means that 4 of these guys might lose their equipment. First thing first, the boss, he's gonna heal 4 and have 9. The Aegis, he's gonna heal 1, 2, 3, 4, and have 11 injuries on him going into the next mission. So he's gonna have 11. They'll both have 11 actually. He heals 2d3, and that's gonna be, oh sorry, and +1. Because they were completely knocked out, they get an additional win back. So they both got 10 wins on them. Ouch. He's gonna roll, sorry, I can't remember if I rolled or not. I'm gonna roll again. I'm gonna roll 5, 6. So he's got 12 wounds on him. M4, who's the only survivor, is going to heal 4 and have 6 wounds on him. And then he's only going to heal 3 because he was knocked out and have 10 wounds on him. We're going to have to play a much more conservative mission next game. Now, the important role is anyone lost their equipment? The Sarge? No. The Aegis? Gaius? No. My Bombard? Astar? No. And then finally, Gideon? Did he lose his equipment? No. So everyone still has their equipment at least. Only had 1 operative to do intel at the end of the game. If I roll a 6, though, I can swap an equipment piece. I did not. All right, so there we go. End of the game. Kill Team Dometahr pretty beat up at the end of that one, losing 4 to my 5 operatives before I smashed and grabbed. Obviously, this mission is going to be a huge amount of like NPOs arriving because you're doing the most noise generating action constantly, where you can potentially be like dropping 2 noise during a turn, and then of course trying to deal with the operatives that are on the table. So getting a relatively high roll for the initial operatives, followed by having to like smash through all of these walls and doors to try and end the game as quick as possible. By the end, I was just drowning in guys, and I lost a few key pieces. So we're into our 3rd mission now. The 3rd mission is, once again, the map does not quite fit. Recover transponders. We'll see for that one next week. Thanks for watching. Talk to you, Mash. Apple Gaming.